Shalom Yasharallah, giving all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Most High is worthy to be praised for everything. Say hello, Yah, to his glorious and holy name. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, spirited, blessed week. We will continue on these scriptures and go in on the things that will enhance us to be more spiritual toward the Most High. I'm just kind of running a little late here, but we're going to go in, and I want to still continue to deal with all liars and not going to the kingdom. And I want to do a little something different. I want to show you how, I'm going to say I'm not making a judgment on any of the people that I'm going to go into pertaining to their judgment of whether they're going into the kingdom or not. But I know that as we go into it, and I'll show you scriptures that says what it says. So hopefully the Most High will have mercy, and as he does have mercy and grace on we the Israelites, and he'll continue to have that even in judgment, because we all have fallen short, have sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Most High. But we know that the Most High have mercy and he have his grace on the Israelites. So as always, we'll start with Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Shama Mashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Shama Mashiach Yahushai. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior, Mashiach Yahushai. We give thanks to the Most High, who's always worthy to be praised for everything. We can't say praise the Most High enough. That's why I've been going in on people that's saying all praises to who? We're going to say all praises to the Most High. He's worthy to be praised for everything. And that's what it's all about, y'all. So we're going to look at Romans, the 3rd chapter, verse 3. It says, for what if some did not believe? What if some of you think that what's coming across in your airways is a lie? And us tell you the Most High is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. 12 nations that make up one nation. We the 12 tribes of Israel. If I tell you, Mashiach Yahushua said out of his own mouth, Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And the lost sheep of the house of Israel are the 12 tribes I just named. And I told you that Most High said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, the Israelites. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity. So we only know the Israelites, So it said, and we got to find a way to come back to the Most High, that we could be blessed. Romans 3:3. For what if some do not believe? So what if some of you don't believe what I just quoted? You can go, it's right there. You want to know what scriptures? I'll give you the scriptures. I'm just quoting the scripture, paraphrasing. All right. Shall their unbelief, your unbelief, make the faith of the Most High without effect? Because you don't believe it, it's going to make the faith of the Most High without effect. Look at people come against us all the time, and they're not reading the Bible. They're not really understanding what the Bible is talking about. Telling us to read the Bible. We're reading the Bible. That's all we do is read the Bible and break it down. That's what we do as Israelites. So, but when you look at people that's been programmed in Christian sanity, any way, shape, or form, then they have a certain doctrine that they believe in, and it's not necessarily what the Bible is saying completely. You see, because I'm going to take you to Revelations, the last chapter of the book, and still going to be talking about who? The 12 tribes of Israel. Talking about the gates. It's going to tell you there's 12 gates, 3 on one side. That's the north, the south, the east, and the west. That make 12 gates. That each of the tribes of Israel just named, their name's going to be on one of them gates. You're going through the gates. So you're not on one of the 12 tribes of Israel. You're not going through that gate. How you going through the gate if you're not one of the 12 tribes of Israel? They got an angel on each gate making sure that those that are the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar is going through those gates. Point blank. If you're not of those 12 tribes of Israel, then you're not going to go through the gates, it's saying. So it's saying, what if some did not believe? So what if you don't believe what I'm saying? And everything I'm saying, I can back it up with the scriptures. Shall they unbelieve? Because you don't believe? Make the faith of the Most High without effect? The Most High forbid. He said, Most High forbid. Hear that? Most High forbid. Huh. Better hear what he's saying. Say, Most High forbid. It said, yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written. So if you're not coming as it is written, you could become a liar, or you are a liar. If you try and bring forth the truth out of this Bible and you're not coming as it is written, right? Then you're gonna be a liar. And that's what we tell them. Ain't no liars going to the kingdom. Not intentionally making lies, point blank. And when you hear the truth, you got to change. Simple as that. It says, shall they unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Because you don't believe this? Say, the Most High forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written. You see that? As it is written. So that means as it is written in the Bible, that thou mightest be justified in thy saying. We're going to be justified in our saying because First Thessalonians 5:21 says what? Prove all things. We're going to prove it by what the Bible says, that you can be justified in your sayings and might have overcome when thou art judged. You see? That's why when you look at verse 10, it says, as it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. It says, there is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after the Most High. That's serious right there. I look at these scriptures, I'm like, wow, nobody's seeking after the Most High. And then all I'm saying is, why y'all got to say all praises without saying all praises to the Most High? He said, there's none that seeketh after the Most High. That's real, man. And it's kind of hurtful when you think about the love that the Most High have for us. He say, I love you. He said, I love you. And what do? How have you loved us? You know, wherein have you loved us? We have to learn to say that to the Most High. That is written. We said, how you loved us. That's us. He said, was not Esau Jacob's brother? So yet I loved Jacob and hated Esau. But we got to learn to say, how you loved us. Can you imagine that? I mean, do y'all ever think in your wildest dreams that the things that we said to the Most High, and some of you probably saying it right now, it doesn't say it to him. It's madness. Look what he said. Second Ezra to us, we the Israelites. Second Ezra, the first chapter. He said, verse 4 said, and the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds, and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me. That's why he said in Hosea 5:15, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense. But he said, show us, the 12 tribes of Israel, their sinful deeds, how we have broken the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, not doing what he said do, and their children, their wickedness, which they have done against me. That's why I said I'm going to my place till we acknowledge our offense. In Hosea 5:15, and seek his face. He turned his face away from us. You hear what we did, which they have done against me, against the Most High, that they may tell their children's children, may pass it down the line, the lineage, tell their children's children, the wicked deeds that we done against the Most High until this day. Because the sins of their fathers are increased in them. The same thing that our forefathers done, the same thing that we're doing now. Like people that say, well, I've been in the Baptist church. My grandmother was in the Baptist church. My great-grandfather was in the Baptist church, passed it down to my grandmother, on down to your mother, your father, to you. The same thing. The Most High didn't give us no religion. no Christian sanity. He didn't give us none of that. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments to go by. He said, these are my rules and regulations. Follow them if you love me. He said, because their sins of their fathers are increased in them, but they have forgotten me. They have forgotten me. When I look at this, it's like, and it goes back to what I'm saying when I tell y'all about when the things that in the spirit I've looked at in the scripture spiritually, looking for the Most High and looking at solutions. And it's like, we've taken his name, his identity, his character, everything about him away. When you just say all praises, to who? He said, they have forgotten me. That's forgetting him. You can't praise him enough. He said, they have forgotten me. That's deep. You feel that? He said, we forgot about the Most High. They have forgotten me and have offered unto strange gods or idols. Am not I even he that brought them out of the Israel? Excuse me, brought them out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, from slavery? Say, I'm the one that brought you out of slavery. He the one got to bring us out of captivity in our lifetime. From the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsels. And his counsels is coming from the hand of the Most High, which are men. And I'm one that said, we can't exalt him enough. We can't take him away. We got to bring him into our life much as we can. But he said, but they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsels. He told Ezra, he said, what? Put thou off then the hair of thy head. So when y'all talking about man can't put, he told him, pull off his hair, cut his hair off, he said. Why? And cast all evil upon them. Wow. But they have not been obedient unto my law. But it is a rebellious people. That's what I was going over the other night. He said, how long shall I forbear them unto whom I have done so much good? Y'all got to hear what he's saying. See, many kings have I destroyed for their sakes. Pharaoh with his servants, in all his power, have I smitten down, drowned them all in the Red Sea. All the nations have I destroyed before them. We seen this happen. We know that this happened. And if you didn't know, you know now. All the nations have I destroyed before them. And in the east, I have scattered the people of 2 provinces, even of Tyrus and Sidon, and have slain all their enemies. Hear that? He said, I killed all of our enemies. This is the Most High. Speak thou therefore to them, saying, thus said the Most High, I led you through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and safe passage. I gave you Moses for a leader and Aaron for a priest. I gave you light and a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you. Yet have ye forgotten me, said the Most High. Man. That's serious. Not only that, he said, thus said the Most High, the almighty power. The quails were as a token for you. I gave you tents for your safeguard. Nevertheless, ye murmured there. And triumph not in my name for the destruction of your enemies. But ever to this day do ye yet murmur. What y'all murmuring now in our time? What y'all saying now? I don't have to do it. I ain't got to exalt the Most High. He know what I'm talking. He know what I'm talking about. Nobody else know. Everybody else that don't believe in him can use whatever they want to use pertaining to who they praise. Mm-hmm. What are the benefits that I have done for you? When you were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, did you not cry unto me, saying, why hast thou brought us into this wilderness to kill us? It had been better for us to have served the Egyptian. Think about this. This is what we told the Most High. It'd been better for us to stay in captivity bondage under the Egyptian than to die in this wilderness. Then had I pity upon your mournings and gave you manna to eat. So you did eat angels' food, angels' bread. Come on. When you were thirsty, it's almost like talking to us. When you were thirsty, did I not cleave the rock and waters flowed out to your field? Drank until you was just almost ready to blow up. For the heat, I covered you with the leaves of the trees. I divided among you a fruitful land. I cast out the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Philistines before you. What shall I yet do more for you? Said the Most High. We can't even give him honor. We can't even give him praise. Thus said Almighty Power. When you were in the wilderness, in the river of the Amorites, being the thirsty as ever, and blaspheming my name, hear that? Being the thirst and blaspheming his name. That's what people are doing now, blaspheming his name. And we're just talking about giving praise. I gave you not fire for your blasphemies, which you could have, because you're consuming fire. He said, I'll melt you, but cast a tree in the water and made the river sweet. What shall I do unto thee, oh Jacob? What more I'm going to do for you, he's saying? Thou, Judah, would have not obeyed me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, and they may keep my statutes. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. You wonder why we went through all the things we went through, and are things that we're going to go through that this Bible is saying concerning prophecies. When you desire me to be gracious unto you, you better hear this very well. When you desire for me to be gracious unto you, when you desire for me to be gracious unto you, what you gonna do now? I will have no mercy upon you. What you gonna do then? When you desire the Most High to bring forth grace, not getting what you deserve, getting what you deserve. No, grace is getting something you don't deserve to get, but you want it. He said, when you desire grace from him, I shall have no mercy upon you. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get. That's why he's going to bring what it is that you deserve to get. That's serious, yo. How you feel about that? He said, whensoever you shall call upon me, I will not hear you. When you pray, he said, I'm not going to listen. See, I know people don't like to hear this because y'all don't know the Most High enough, well enough. Or you be having a problem with all praises. To who? You'll have a problem with not bringing him out. You hear what he's saying. You can read it for yourself over and over and over again until he penetrates in your mind, your spirit. You understand how we feel. Because you understand how he feel, how we going to get out of here? Explain that to me. He going to listen to you and you don't care about him? You even know him? Make that make sense. He talking about what he did. He said, when you want him to be gracious to you, have grace. I always talk about you under grace. You want him to be grace, have grace for you? He said, he ain't give you no mercy. I mean, you're going to get what you deserve to get for how we act. When you pray to him, he's saying, even listen. That's serious, y'all. You say, saying ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. You can't even say all praises to the Most High, all praise to the Most, all praise to Yahweh, all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You put APTTMH. Can't even type it out. Can't even spell it out. How insignificant is he when you just typed everything you want to type about your mind, what you think, and then at the end you put APTTMH. Come on. Saying ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also, verse 25. When you desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, oh, please, Most High, please, please, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me. That's what he said. But your own selves, said the Most High. Said, we ain't forsake him. We forsake our own selves. But we all had to pay for the ones that's doing wrong or have done wrong. We all paid for it. Care if you was righteous, call yourself righteous or not. Understand this. The righteous and the wicked went into captivity for what the wicked done. You don't respect the person, man. We all went down together. Like we all got to be redeemed together. That remnant. Somebody got to hear and change. He said, once again, ye have not, as it were, forsaken me, but your own selves, said the Most High. You don't need us, we need him. Thus said the Almighty Power, have I not prayed you as a father his sons, as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes, that ye would be my people, and I should be your power, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father? He said, I gathered you together as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings. But now, what should I do unto you? I will cast you out of my face. Boom. He said, I'm going to cast you out of my face. Get rid of you. He said, when you offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. What he said. Hosea 5:15, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense. You hear him saying it. You hear the offense that he's talking about right here. And seek his face. What he say? What he tell us? When you offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. Better hear what he's saying. This is real serious. To me, I don't know how y'all feel, but I know we got to look at how we offended the Most High. And it's right here. Anybody see that within these scriptures right here that I read so far? That we showed him love? That we really showed him that we really care about him? Kind? Lie? Yes? No? Huh? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I see that we got what we deserve from him because he's all righteous. Say, when ye offer unto me, verse 31, I will turn my face from you. That's serious. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, your circumcisions have I forsaken. That's deep. Because we still, operating with the new moons and the feast days that he said we're supposed to have. He said, hey, some feast days he said he forsaken because people not really talking about him. They ain't thought about him. Because you can't talk about something you ain't thought about. So nobody talking about him enough. So, and he the only one gonna redeem us. Everybody talk about the world or what's happening in the world. Precept here, precept there. Everybody talking about the Most High. You hear what he's saying? He said, your feast days, new moons, and praying to me. I ain't gonna even listen to you. I ain't listening. That's deep. When ye offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, and your circumcisions, for have I forsaken. Listen to what he said. I send unto you my servants, the prophets. Every morning he wake up and bring forth his judgment. He sent forth his servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain. We took the prophets and we killed them and tore their bodies in pieces. Not only killed them, to show you how much we hate, how much hateful, abominable spirits we have. We didn't only kill them, we tore their bodies to pieces. That's wicked, man. I send unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain. Not only that, they not only kill them and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Most High. That's enough. That's a lot right there. The digest. That's a whole lot. You know, and this he's talking about us, we the 12 tribes of Israel. Period, man. I mean, it's really sad, but it's real because we don't really know much of our culture. They call us a cult, which come from culture, culture. You know, a lot of things that we look at, we don't want to be, but what's wrong with coming back to our culture? That's what we're looking at right here. When we look at how we have done the Most High, you just heard how we done it, and you heard how he feel. He got feelings too. But everybody want to try and, you know, make him be like they want him to be with their own vain opinion. Said that. Proverbs 1, the first chapter. Verse 7. The fear of the Most High, which, you know, is something that I don't think a lot of people have. They don't have the fear of the Most High. To be afraid, to be scared of the Most High, a lot of people don't have that. It's not taught. They're not being taught this. So if the leader's not teaching the fear of the Most High concerning him, how do you think the people that's listening to them going to actually know to fear the Most High? Because ain't nobody robots and robot T's. I mean, I was robot T too. You see? And some things that's correct, I'll be that now. I'll be that now. But the things that I see in the spirit of the Most High, that's right. That's how we have to be. But not being a robot T and something that's off, man. That's what I'm trying to get you from to being, man. You know, why I challenge and say, okay, if I'm wrong, correct me. I'm open for correction. I'm not beyond that. And I'll change it. I'll tell everybody that's listening, we got to change. I've done it many times, you know. A lot of things that was taught initially back in the 80s and 90s changed. And we changed with it. That's why I say the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. You see, and knowledge is the gathering of the information. But fools despise wisdom. Fools despise wisdom, which is how you apply this information and instruction, right? They despise wisdom and instruction. You can't tell them nothing. That's why I said, like you just said in Ezra, verse 24 says, because I have called and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth. And his hand is the Most High. Hand is men that's bringing forth this truth, you know? So you gotta, like I say, you gotta challenge the Most High and what it is that's coming out of these scriptures. You gotta make it mean something different. Or you gotta listen and change like I do. I ask for guidance and you give me directions. It's just a matter of, can you hear? Who can really hear? You gotta hear, man. That's why the Most High said in Psalm 17:14. From men, Psalms the 17th chapter, the 14th verse, it says, for men which are thy hand, O Most High, from men of the world of Israel, which are their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, right? So now, men are the hand of the Most High. So when you see, he said in Proverbs 124, because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand to men, bringing forth this truth into the world, to your ears, to your eyes to see, and no man regarded. He said, but ye have said at not, nothing, all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. You know, don't wait till the Most High visit you. It's too late then. It's too late once he visits you. You know, that's why we got to really look at trying our best to do the best we could do so that we're not um you know, being rebellious against what he's saying. Yeah, I've said it not all my counsel and with none of my reproof. He said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. You don't want to fear him now? He said he's gonna mock you when your fear comes. Fear will think upon the hands of living power, man. When your fear cometh as desolation, you take everything you have, because it's coming, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. He says a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you, he said, then shall they call upon me, say, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Think about it. He said, you're going to mock. When your fear come, man, he's going to laugh at your calamity. He's going to cause the calamity, and he said he's going to laugh at the calamity when it comes. If you don't want to hear and really exalt him. Y'all too, it's too much focus on we as the people. Now you know an Israelite, you're an Israelite, now what? Better learn how to get in touch with the Most High and be on his right side and be on his righteous side. I think, I don't know, if somebody can tell me it's more better to be on his left side with Satan. I'm gonna be on the right side with the Mashiach Yahushai, hanging out with the holy angels. Believe this. He said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes. He's gonna make fun of you. That's what he's saying. When your fear cometh as desolation, start losing everything you have, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. He said, then you're gonna call upon him. Listen, you praying to the Most High. He said, but I will not answer. What you gonna do then? What you gonna do when he come for you? What's the plan that you have for everybody? Because he's coming after everybody. Ain't nobody gonna escape this. What's your plan so that he can't touch you? He can't touch you because of your plan, whatever it is that you have in mind to tell the people. Just follow me. And what I've been doing and not exalting him, but you know you're an Israelite. You know that, but you don't know around about him personally and exalting him. He gonna get the power, y'all, whether y'all want to accept it or not. He's the power. Yeah, I was the power, point blank, without a shadow of doubt. He is the power. Nobody else but him. He is the power, straight up. What you gonna do when he come for you? Y'all ready? I mean, it's a fearful thing to follow the hands living power, y'all. It's gonna be, like Marshall Shai said, he said gonna be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Salakia. He said it's gonna be wailing and gnashing of teeth. That's why he said, I hear him clearly. He said, then shall they call upon me, verse 28 of Proverbs, the first chapter, but I will not answer. Then shall they seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. That's very important, y'all. Gotta let that sink in. You don't want to choose to be afraid or be scared of him. You think that he's somebody that you done made up in your mind, or somebody else done made up to tell you in your mind that you think you ain't got to be afraid or scared of him. What you hear in all the disasters? Oh my what? G-O-D. Oh my G-O-D. They call on him then. But what did he say? When your fear cometh as desolation, when he start bringing the tornadoes, and then them hurricanes coming to Florida and Caribbean islands, they on their way every year, and that fire coming to California, and them tornadoes all throughout America. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction coming as a whirlwind, there go your whirlwind right there. When the stress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me. You hear him saying it. Oh my G-O-D, oh my G-O-D, oh my G-O-D. Right? This they call him, but I will not answer. You see the destructions keep coming. It don't stop. Except for those that are locked into the Most High, and you allow that tornado to just go right over their house. Y'all know that, right? That hurricane don't do nothing to them. They're covered. This they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose their fear of the Most High. Who talking about that? Who really talking about being afraid, being scared of the Most High? They were none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Better hear what he's saying. I hear him clearly. I don't heard him a long time, man. I heard a long time he's been talking. From the beginning. But we choose to find some other way. Look, go back to Romans, the 3rd chapter. Verse 12, he said, they are all gone out of the way. See that? Gone out of the way. And the Messiah shall say, I'm the way to show you how to follow the law, such commandments of the Most High, which is the truth that's going to lead to everlasting life. They have gone all out the way. They are together become unprofitable before the Most High's eyes. There was none that doeth good. No, not one. He say, listen, we say their throat is an open sepulchre. That's like a tomb, man. With their tongues, they have used deceit. The poison of apes is under their lips, man. And this is what has happened to us because we have been brought into a world of multitude of sorcery. That's why I tell you, he told us in Revelation 18 and 23, the last sentence says, for by thy sorceries, by thy witchcrafts, were all nations deceived. And we're 12 nations that make up one nation, no matter how you look at it. That's why you have to always be, in touch with the right-hand side of the Most High. You ask whether or not this is right or wrong. Understand? That's why he's saying what he's saying. Their throat is an open sepulchre. With their tongues, with their voices, how they have used deceit, lies. The poison of ass. He look at those lies as poisonous snakes is under their lips, man. Whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways. And the way of peace have they not known. And this is really dealing with Esau, setting up his way on this earth as being the seed of the evil. And our people, 2/3 of our people, the same way. Because all they care about is, what about the white man? That's all they have rights. That's all they're concerned about. They ain't concerned about us. Send me some videos or some footage that you find. You see a whole bunch of white people, no black people around. And they say somebody standing up for us amongst them. Come on, I'll wait. I ain't gonna hold my breath because I know I'll be dead. But just show that. I'm just keeping it real. What are we doing? We're talking about Israel, right? It's got to be Israel, right? Let's keep it real. So let's make it real. Show me that. But I'll show you some footage of our people. It's so bad when our people, they say they don't want to go to heaven if the white people can't go. That's how much we have been destroyed. That's why I say Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. Come on. You can't say all praise to the Most High. They say there's no fear of the Most High before their eyes. Better ask somebody. See, it's and you know the Most High eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man and the secret parts. So he understand what you thinking is being put in the books, and the judgment can come from what you think. What you think. Look, Mark the 7th chapter, 21st verse. For from within, out of the heart, 'cause y'all say follow your heart. You say out of the heart of men proceed what? Evil thoughts. So your heart not bringing forth those thoughts, man. Come on, your heart beats blood into all parts of your body, right? The heart is the mind, the way you think. Look, out of the heart of men proceed what? Evil thoughts, evil thinking, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit. That's what we talk about. Lies, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile the man. That's what you say, what you do. You think about something, right? That's what we let you know. You think, then you might speak it, then there's an action that you fulfill and what you thought. So you're thinking and there's an action. You ain't got to say it because you by yourself, you might not say it to yourself, but you think something. That's where the heart is that in the Bible is telling you. You think it's something that's evil and then you do it. That's wrong. That's why I tell you, Jeremiah 17:9, just to clear this up. Jeremiah 17:9, the heart, remember what he just told you, your thoughts, the way you think, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who could know it? He said the heart is desperately wicked. You know, it's deceitful above all things. From your mind come those lies. Because you think about it, then you lie. He said, I, the Most High, search the heart. I search your mind. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings, the things that you do. Because he knows. Believe me, he knows. Psalms 5 and 6. Psalms 5 and 6. Psalms 5 and 6. I'm going to try and go through these. I'm going to try and be long-winded tonight. I'm going to try and go through these scriptures. So I want to get you, just show you how we fit right into this in our ancestors. That's the brothers and sisters of this Bible. Psalms 5 and 6. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing, which is lies. The Most High will abhor the bloody and deceitful man, the bloody and lying man. You see that? You hate him, man. You're going to destroy him. Proverbs 24, verse 28. Proverbs 24:28. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive lie not with thy lips. That's why he told you, and that's part of Exodus the 20th chapter. That's part of the 10 Commandments. 10 Commandments are based upon how we love the Most High with all our heart, mind, and soul and strength, and how we love each other as ourselves. So he told us in Exodus 20 and 16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. That's what he's saying. You're supposed to do that. So that's the law that you just heard in Proverbs 24 and 28. First Peter's 3, the 3rd chapter. First Peter's the 3rd chapter, and verse 10. For he that will love life, if you love life and see good days, you want to see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that they speak no guile. You understand? That they speak no guile, deceit. His lip that they speak no lies. For he that will love life, you want to love this life and see good days, you will see good days. He said, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that they speak no guile, speak no deceit, no lies. Isaiah concerning Mashiach Yahushua, Isaiah 53rd chapter. It's about a Mashiach Yahushua, prophecy about a Mashiach Yahushua in the Old Testament. Isaiah 53rd chapter. See how he would be. That's why I say he come in the volume of the book. It's written of him. You have to know him in the volume of the book. When you stand before him, he say, hey, you know me here? You know me there? I'll show you what he showed the prophets. I mean, the apostles and the prophets too, because they had the spirit of a Mashiach. Isaiah 53rd chapter and verse 9. Concerning the Mashiach Yahushua. All this is talk about a Mashiach Yahushua. But look, we're getting right to the point. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death. You know, we had two wicked men on each side of him. And the rich man came and got his body. Because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Now, you want to be like a Mashiach Yahushua, you want to be Mashiach, you can't allow deceit to be in your mouth. See, what neither was any deceit in his mouth. That's my big brother, Mashiach Yahushua. All praise to the Most High, to water Most High for sending him for our wretched blood, man. First Peter's. Go to First Peter's 2:22. First Peter's 2:22. Who did no sin. Mashiach Yahushua. Let's read verse 21. For even unto where we call. It's the highest calling you can be called in to learn this truth. Because of Mashiach Yahushua also suffered for us, leaving us an example that we should follow his steps. That's very important. That we should follow his steps to be Mashiachim, like it tells you in 1 Corinthians 3:23. And ye are Mashiachim, and Mashiach is the Most High. That's why we are Mashiachim. We are the anointed. We are the Messiahs. And Mashiach is the Most High. Why he said, no man come to the Father but by him. So now, when you see it says, who did no sin, see? He did no sin. Neither was guile, lies found in his mouth. You see? That's our power. Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously. That's the Most High. Y'all hear that? And you go back to Isaiah 53 and 10, how the Most High feel about what he went through. So you don't get so high-minded and think you are that, any of us. This is how the Most High felt about the punishment that he gave, our punishment, really, that Mashiach took on himself. How the Most High feel about what he did to him. Isaiah 53 and 10. Yet it pleased the Most High. Hear that? Isaiah 53 and 10. Yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. Yeah, put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin. He shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Most High shall prosper in his hand, man. Put him to death, man, for us. That's what we're reading about. Before he gave up the spirit. 1 Peter 2:23. We'll start at verse 22. Who did no sin, neither was guile, what we're talking about, lies found in his mouth. Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously. And we know that righteous judgment that the Most High just said, it pleased the Most High to bruise him. Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree. It didn't say no cross, it said he bare our sins as the 12 tribes of Israel in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes you were healed. So we got to live unto righteousness. How we gonna live under righteousness? Deuteronomy 6:25. We got to know what righteousness is to live under righteousness. It says, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power, as he hath commanded us. So to be righteous, you got to keep the commandments. Something that the churches are not saying we have to keep. The moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. We've got to keep these laws that the Most High gave us. Straight up. What's wrong with that? He said in 1 John 5:3, if you love me, keep my commandments. Commandments are not grievous. My commandments are not grievous. What's wrong with doing what's right? Psalm 24:4. Psalm 24:4. Psalm 24:4. Like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Can I be heard okay online? Okay, Psalms 24:4. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, pure mind, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, sworn in lies, and lifted up his soul of vanity, like I tell you what it's and what is Ecclesiasticus 3:24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil who is the devil. Opinion is overthrown the judgment, make you make the wrong judgment. Well, you gotta be on point. Some wisdom is being quiet. Some people don't realize that. They just do things, and next thing you know, they put their foot in their mouth. They be looking stupid because they didn't be quiet. They should have just paid attention. You gotta pay attention to your surroundings too, where you at and how to operate. Sometimes your wisdom is being quiet. Study to be quiet. Psalm 24, verse 4. He that have clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul into vanity, lifted up your soul into vanity, man. Things that ain't no profit. Nor sworn deceitfully, sworn in lies, speaking lies. He should receive the blessing from the Most High and the righteousness from the Most High power of his salvation. That sounds good to me. Just giving you orders, man. Straight up. But we not in the law, but we understanding that this is from the Most High. Let me show you that. I forgot to show you that. Let me show you that. Oh, that's the spirit of the Most High. By showing myself the other side, the water of the Most High. When you turn the Bible, and I'm thinking, I say, I didn't show you this, and I'm showing it to you now. And this, I turn the Bible to go right there. Oh, praise the Most High. By showing myself the other side. You better understand. You got all these books. This big Bible, and you turn it and go right to what you're thinking, what you're saying. Oh, I didn't show you this. I meant to show you this, and it goes right there. Oh, praise the Most High. Look, you can't praise him enough, y'all. First Peter's, and when you learn to praise him, you learn to really be sincere about praising him and fearing him, you're gonna see miracles. You're gonna see things happen in your life, man. I'll give him all the praise for this. Y'all might be saying, I'll say I ain't nothing to you because you don't love him like I do, man. I love him. I appreciate the fact that I could turn the Bible and I'm thinking of something, then I turn the Bible and it's right there. Come on. Come on. That's the spirit of the Most High. First Peter's 1:10, it says, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace, which is getting something you don't deserve, that should come unto you. Listen, searching what or what manner of time the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua, searching what or what manner of time the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua, I'm going to give it to you again, searching what or what manner of time the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua, which was in them. Who is he talking about? The prophets. The prophets. That's the prophets of the Old Testament that we read about how they killed and then they tore their bodies to pieces. Those prophets, it says, unto searching. It says what or what manner of time the spirit of a Mashiach Yahushua, which was in them, did signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of a Mashiach Yahushua and the glory that should follow. That's how it's going to be with us, man. But you see, they had the spirit of a Mashiach Yahushua. Explain that. How the prophets had a spirit of a Mashiach Yahushua. That's spiritual. That's totally spiritual. You have to understand this to be able to understand him in the volume of the book. Because he told them, look, he showed himself. That's why a lot of people don't have the understanding because they ain't see, they ain't look for him. You gotta look, you gotta seek and you shall find. That's what I looked at, man. Look, Luke 24, I think 44. Look. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses, that's going all the way back to Genesis to Deuteronomy, and in the prophets that have the spirit of a Mashiach. We just read that. In the prophets, and in the Psalms, all the Psalms concerning me, right? So he showed himself in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms, right? He said, then open he their understanding that they might understand the scriptures, you see. That's why if you look for him in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms, and you find them, maybe it'll help you to understand your understanding, to understand your scriptures. It'll open up to you more. Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter. And excuse me, verse 13. The remnant of Israel, which is the 1/3, shall not do iniquity. The remnant of Israel, which we hope to be, shall not do iniquity, shall not do wickedness, shall not sin. Nor speak lies. See that? Nor speak lies. So the remnant not going to be speaking lies. And the lie is not going to be part of the remnant. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Don't y'all want that? Sing, O daughter of Zion. He says, shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all thy heart. With all the heart. O daughter of Jerusalem, 12 tribes of Israel. Talking about that remnant. The Most High have taken away thy judgments. He hath cast out thine enemy, the King of Israel, even the Most High. While Mashiach is in the midst of thee, thou shalt not see evil anymore. Don't that sound great? He said, King of Israel, even the Most High is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. In that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, going to be said to that remnant that is talking about, we the Israelites, fear thou not. Don't be afraid of nothing no more. And to Zion, let not thine hands be slack. The Most High thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. Can you imagine that? The Most High, the Mashiach, singing over us. All y'all that don't want to sing, think singing ain't involved in our salvation. You better understand. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. He said, behold, at that time, I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that hearted. We ain't moving nowhere. But he gonna undo all the affliction that we have gone. But we got to go to that affliction. That's what he said in Hosea 5:15. I'm gonna go to my place till we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. He said, our affliction, we're gonna seek him early. So he said, hey, behold, at that time is gonna come a time, I will undo all that afflict thee. He gonna undo all our affliction. And I will save her that is hearted, and gather her that was driven out. We're driven out, cast scattered amongst all these nations. And I will get them praise. Hear what he said? He said, I'm going to get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. You hear that? I'm going to read you again. He said, and I will, that's the Most High. Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. He said, at that time, will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you from all four corners of the earth that he scattered us into, for breaking his laws, statutes, commandments. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Most High. Hello, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he said in verse 8, he said, therefore wait ye upon me. He said, wait upon him, said the Most High, until the day that I rise up to the prey. You know, he gonna rise up to the prey. We were to pray, he gonna rise up to the prey that made us a prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, that pour upon them mine indignation. That's from the Most High. Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Better hear what he's saying. So we gotta wait. It's patient wait, but it's worth it. Wouldn't you say it's worth it to me? Look, Revelation 14 and 4. These are they which were not defiled, as 144,000. These were they that were not defiled, 144,000. These are they that were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. They have been touched with this world, because you look at Esau as a woman too. Not talking about they ain't touched a woman. They ain't not talking about a virgin where they ain't never had sex with a woman. It's talking about, it's symbolic, talking about they are not caught up in this system of things. For they are virgins. They are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. That's why you look at, you can read about them in Second Ezra's 2:38 through 47. You write that down. Second Ezra's 2, the second chapter, 38 through 47. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile. See, in their mouth was found no guile, no lies, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. It's going to be some that's going to be there. You see, that 144,000. Go to Job 27. Job 27. We're looking at, getting ourselves together, man, so we don't fit into those that's not going to go to the kingdom behind, lying and lying and lying and lying and lying, man. Fake people, man. Job 27 and verse 4. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Hear that? He said his lips are not going to speak wickedness, nor his tongue utter deceit, lies. That's what we got to be, man. These are examples. Job 31 and 5. If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot has hastened to deceit, so if I walked in vanity, I walked in worthless thinking, worthless actions, worthless thinking. He said, if I have walked in vanity, or if my foot has hastened to deceit, lies, let me be weighed in an even balance, that the Most High may know mine integrity. He said, weigh me out in the balance, man, if I've done these things. Psalms 101 and 7. Psalms 101 and 7. We got to look at, as best as we can, keeping it real, man. That's all it is. Being 100. 100 is not lying. Psalms 101 and 7. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. That's what he's saying. So you got to think about it. If you think you're going to be a liar, you're going to have to lie about something. Amongst each other, we ain't supposed to be doing that. We don't have to do that. We is real, right? So you got to be real. Israel, Israel. Is real or is fake? We is real, right? So we got to be real. Psalms 101 and 7. It says, he that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He said, you work at deceit. He said, you ain't going to dwell within his house. Hear the word of the Most High. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. Look what he said. Revelation 22, you only got about, let me see, Revelation 22 and 15. This is before the Bible's over. But you got about, 6 more verses before it's over. Look what he said. Revelation 22 and 15. For without the kingdom are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters. Listen, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Hear that? And the lie is going to the kingdom. So without are whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Straight up. That's why you see we're going in on it. Psalm 43 and 1. Psalms 43 and 1. Judge me, O Most High, and plead my cause against an unrighteous nation. Oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man. That's what we in. We're amongst a deceitful and unjust man. But he most have told us he's going to do that. Look, and that's though any of you that are deceitful and unjust, we have to be delivered from. But look what he told us he's going to do. In Ezekiel 7:24, he told us this. He said, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. He said, I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, the mighty men to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. He told us this. He warned us. He always gave us warning. He said, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Hear that? He just said, hey, follow my laws, statutes, commandments. I'm going to bless you. You do what I say do, I'm going to bless you. To be above all nations. But we didn't, so destruction came. Destruction cometh, it came. And they shall seek peace. We saw peace, and there shall be none. There was none for us. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor, talking about this and talking about that. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests and counsel from the ancients. And that's what they did. They put the worst of the heathen over us. And what do? They beat the law out of us. So y'all dealing with Christian sanity right now. All kind of madness, man. But when you look at who he gave us, he's Most High he's a man of his word. He's not gonna lie. The Song of Three Holy Children, verse 9, it says, and thou didst deliver us. Song of Three Holy Children, verse 9. It said, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies. You hear that? Lawless enemies. Most hateful forsakers of the Most High. And to an unjust king. So no matter who y'all want to vote for, it says, and to an unjust king. Ain't no king gonna be for us. And the most wicked in all the world. That's what it says. So we knew this. All we had to do is what? Do what the Most High say do. Look what he told us. So you know I'm not just talking. Deuteronomy 28 was in the wilderness. He told us this. And we did have a law where we went until we got with Esau. Got under Esau. That's when he stripped everything from us, identity, everything. Deuteronomy 28:1, what did it say? And it shall come to pass. It's a future prophecy. If with condition, thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High, thy power, your power, to observe, to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High, thy power, will set thee on high. How high? Above all nations of the earth. We just have to do his commandments. He said, and all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee if, that's condition, thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High, thy power. We didn't do it. We did not do it. Daniel's 9:11 proves it. Daniel 9:11. Daniel's 9:11. Yeah. All Israel have transgressed thy law, your law, Most High, Yahweh, even by departing. Hear that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. We sinned against the Most High, so therefore, all the curses that you read from verse 16 of Deuteronomy 28th chapter to 68 befell us as a people. Until this day, we going through it, y'all. Psalms 102 and 2. Psalms 102 and 2. And Tawada, everyone, for joining me. Share the wisdom. Let's like the video, whatever format you're on. I don't know what form. We got different formats that we have, but like the video. Look at Psalms 120. Psalms 120 and 2. Psalm 120 and 2. It said, well, let's read verse 1. In my distress, I cried unto the Most High, and he heard me. So deliver my soul, O Most High, from lying lips. I mean, people lying on them, just like they lie on us, from lying lips. You don't know what you're talking about. We doing what we're talking about, because we're going by these scriptures. It said, deliver my soul, O Most High, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given unto thee? What's going to be given unto you, you lying people? Or what shall be done unto thee is you, thou false tongue? Sharp arrows of the mighty with coals of juniper. Sharp arrows of the Most High with coals of juniper. Woe is me. And that's what you're going to be hollering out to. Woe is me. Psalm 72 and 14. That's why you can't be lying. Psalm 72 and 14. Not with each other, y'all. Psalm 72 and 14. He shall redeem thy spirit from deceit and violence, and precious shall their blood be in his sight. See, who is this? Verse 13, he shall spare the souls. He's just, let's read verse 12. Let's read verse 11. Yeah, all kings shall fall down before him. You hear that? He said, yeah. I like what was that say. Yeah, you know how we say, yeah, that's us. Yeah, yeah. All kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him. You hear that? All kings gonna bow down before him. Like I said, you're gonna bow down now, bow down later, but all kings gonna bow down before him. All nations shall serve him. He said, for he shall deliver the needy when he crieth. He gonna deliver the needy when he crieth, the poor also, and him that have no helper. See? That's us, man. He shall deliver the needy when he crieth. Well, we got to cry to the Most High. That's when he delivers from Egypt anytime. We cry to the Most High. He had pity on us. That's a way to touch him. He shall deliver the needy when he crieth. And we need to be delivered. Understand this. The poor also, and him that have no helper. He said, he shall spare the poor and needy, and shall save the souls of the needy. He shall redeem his soul from deceit and violence. See that? He'll redeem his soul from deceit, those liars and violence, the violent people, like Amashak Shai called them. Look, and precious shall their blood be in his sight. Look what Amashak Shai told us. What did it say? He shall redeem their soul from deceit and violence. He told us in what? Matthew 11 and 12. That's why I say everybody did not have to go through the same thing. In Matthew 11 and 12, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, suffereth violence. And what did he say? And the violent take it by force. You hear that? So we call the so-called white man the violent. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. until the time he's speaking right there, from the Greek Empire all the way to the Roman Empire. What he said. And from the days of John the Baptist, who was before him, his cousin, my outside cousin, until now, he said, the kingdom of heaven, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, those Israelites that were there amongst him, suffereth violence. Violence. And the violent take it by force. They took us by force. And we fought between 65 to 70 AD. He's telling you that. Straight up. He called them the violent, which they were. Who killed them? Who put him to death? Nobody talk about that. Why not? It's the truth. The so-called white man put him to death. Put him outside of death. Wicked Israelite gave over to the so-called white man, and the so-called white man put him to death. Saying he's innocent. Sound familiar? Psalm 72:14. Psalm 72:14. It says, he shall redeem their soul from deceit and violence. Does that sound right? And precious shall their blood be in his sight. See, everybody ain't going down the same way now. Y'all can think that if you want to. He said, he shall redeem their soul from deceit and violence. The needy and the poor. And precious shall their blood be in his sight. From there, look at Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5 and Ephesians 5 and let's look at let's start at Ephesians 5. Let's look at start at verse 3. It says, but fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becoming saints. And we the saints, 12 tribes of Israel. Psalms 148:14 proves that. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, playing around, joking all the time, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks to the Most High. For this ye know that no whoremonger, those that's jumping around with everything and they're lying about it, sleeping with this person, that person, whatever, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, desire everything that somebody else have, who is an idolater, have any inheritance in the kingdom of Mashiach and of the Most High. Listen at this closely. This is where we at. Let no man deceive you with vain words. Don't let nobody deceive you with vain words. Don't continue to be a robot team, or somebody to tell you it don't matter about not giving all praise to the Most High. How about that? Those are vain words. You can't praise the Most High enough. Or any other means, as you know that these scriptures are saying that they go against. Let no man deceive you with vain words, like you're not under the law. You're not under the commandments of the Most High. Are you serious? You ain't got to do what he say do, in other words. Let no man deceive you with vain words, worthless words. For because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon who? Upon the children of disobedience. Upon who? Upon the children of disobedience. Y'all hear this? Upon the children of disobedience, the children that are liars, the children that have lied about this Bible, the children that have put BAAL, which is LORD, in this Bible. Matter of fact, let me see if I can play something for you, since I brought that up. It's real. Bear with me. I want to bring something out here. I'm gonna show you something of someone that was pretty much born in the Illuminati, what they had to say. But you know, a lot of times our people don't believe anything we say. So let's see what it is that, if it'll play, hopefully it will.
What's 0% financing for 12 months? Baja Roofing, we make it simple for homeowners across Los Angeles and Orange County. Right now, stay big and get a new roof fully installed from just $150 per month. Plus,
You know what's up? They don't.
even more with 0% financing for 12 months. Take advantage of this limited time offer. Click the
I
link.
don't have no video.
Here's the Baja difference. We back every roof with a double warranty. A lifetime manufacturer's warranty, plus our 10-year labor warranty.
Wait a minute. That's crazy. The video, the audio is playing, but the video is not there. So, and that's what's important anyway. The audio, you can hear what's being said. Bear with me. See if I can get it to come up. You know, we love visuals, so hopefully it'll come on. If not, then you can hear what she's saying. Well, you know. See, that's why I say everything being monitored. I don't want you to hear it, I guess. That's crazy. You know, you can't really oh, here it is. It came up finally.
I am Jeff Epstein's niece. But Bill was on the flight logs because he went to the island. He also went to many, many other places where me and other children were present. With my experiences, I believe he wanted to talk more about the other parties involved. And I know he didn't kill himself. I'm not sure whether they let him go and get plastic surgery and flee the country, or if they did kill him. But I do believe he was a pawn, and that his story blew up in the media to keep people from looking beyond him. If Jeffrey was the one villain in charge of it, then, oh, he's dead, it's all over, everything's good now. MK Ultra is the practice of creating slaves with a severed memory, many of whom were my siblings, who I only got to see at family reunion. who I would rush home from school to watch on TV. I moved back to New York City because my ex-husband had a scheme to try to allow me to speak about some of this in court, since court testimony can be used as evidence to potentially open up a criminal case. But when I got to the hearing, I was only allowed to say my name and address, and the judge refused to let me speak beyond that. When we had gone to the FBI a couple years ago, they interviewed my father and said, oh, he said nothing happened, so we're going to close this case. If every successful politician is born into this world, they have vested interest in keeping it quiet. The cult of Baal, B-A-B-A-L. My family masqueraded themselves as Jewish publicly, but behind closed doors, you know, at Passover dinners, when I was drugged, would admit, we are Satanists.
So, I am here with Anya Wick, Epstein's niece, and I've been watching Anya on TikTok. The link for her TikTok is in the description box, so please support Anya's work. And, you know, my partner Jen has been really, just amazed by your story as well. Harrowing, a lot of it. You know, there's components in there, for example, Bohemian Grove, and other extreme things that I'm sure will fascinate the viewers. But before we get to all that stuff, you know, viewers, disclaimer, harrowing content warning. And because of restrictions on my channel, Anya, I've got to make sure you give us permission to publish this video and you waive your anonymity.
Of course, of course.
Okay. So before we get then to what you've been through, do you want to just set the table a bit and let the viewers know what it was like for you growing up?
Yes, of course. So my name is Anya Wick, but at birth.
Okay. I just mainly want you to hear her say that in the public eye, her family is Jewish, but behind closed doors, they dealing with what? B-A-A-L. And as I've showed y'all over and over again, without a shadow of doubt, B-A-A-L is L-O-R-D. And that's what people are calling on when they reading the Bible and they see it there and he's calling on it. Look, B-A-A-L is what? And they had the money, the ability to print these Bibles, to publish these Bibles with their God, their idol in it. You heard her say it. They worship B-A-A-L, which is L-O-R-D. And they put it in the Bible, so you calling on L-O-R-D. And don't even realize it. You're calling on B-A-A-L as you saying L-O-R-D. You just heard her say it. I got much footage on the same topic. They tell you, being born, she's born into it. That's why you've been lied to. And y'all love the lies. Y'all love to see. She's telling you straight up what it is, how it is. I just wanted to bring that out because you know how it is. When they say something, it's like, it's got to be true. I've been saying it for a long time. Who listening? It's about change. That's why my show said you got to be born again. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. You ain't going to the kingdom. You hearing this and you keep doing it. You heard her say it. They are Satanists. So what you think? They gonna show you the right way? No. They're gonna continue to do what they do. Well, I tell you in Psalm 58:3, it's all here. Psalm 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. I'm telling you that. So they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Goo goo gaga. They lying. It says as soon as they be born. That's what the Most High says. As soon as they be born, speaking lies. It's in their nature. He made them to do that. They in order, speaking lies. Did you know that? They call it BS, but hey, that's their nature. They're in order. We gotta not speak lies and be righteous, be the lights of the world. They all right doing what they do. Most High made them do that. Here we are, you know, looking at them and trying to be something that we're not, and we're never gonna be as they are. Wisdom of Solomon, the 10th chapter, the 13th verse, 13 through 15. When the righteous was sold, she forsook him not, but delivered him from sin. The only way we can deliver from sin is what? To come back to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments through this Bible. She went down with him into the pit. This is a pit that we went into in slavery here in America. It says, and left him not in bonds. Didn't leave us in captivity, slavery, and bondage, especially with our minds the way we think. Till she brought him the scepter of the kingdom. You know, the powers and authority of the kingdom that's coming to the 12 tribes of Israel that we just read about, that remnant. And power against those that oppressed him. Hear that? We have power against those that oppressed us. As for them that had accused him, she showed them to be liars, like we just read. In Psalms 80, they liars from the womb. And we showed them to be liars and gave him perpetual glory. She delivered the righteous people, not the wicked people, but the righteous people, those that keep the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High, and blame the seed from the nation that oppressed them. That's what she's doing. That's why we got to rehearse the righteous acts, man, much as we can. Or you can be left hanging. Colossians 2 and 8. Colossians 2 and 8. Colossians 2 and 8. That's why it's very important that Colossians talking to us, we the Israelites, Colossians 2 and 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, worthless lies. We got to beware. Lest man spoil us through philosophy and vain deceit, worthless lies, man. As a tradition of men. A lot of y'all dealing with tradition of men. Look, one tradition is all praises. And y'all saying it. Not all praise to the Most High. Not all praise to Yahweh, not all praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but all praises. Come on. Tradition of men. Some man made it up. Somebody made it up. Christian sanity. There's always somebody that started it. These religions, Most High never gave us religion. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to go by. So we're supposed to teach our children, they can teach their children. That's why the children are supposed to be listening to these commandments of the Most High. As we learn the commandments all throughout the Bible. He said, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy. You know, to be spoiled, man, like think about spoiled milk. It's nasty. Make you filthy, make nasty, man. Through philosophy and vain deceit, vain lies, man, worthless lies, man, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Mashiach Yahushua, who just said, hey, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. From there, let's look at 1 Peter 2 and 1. 1 Peter 2 and 1. Let's go to 1 Peter 1 and 1 and let you know clearly who was talking to. Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Mashiach Yahushua, to them. Salak, I'm in 2 Peter. Salak. No, that don't sound right. 1 Peter 1 and 1. Peter, an apostle of Mashiach Yahushua, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, right? So these are strangers. Like some of you might be strangers to me. I might be a stranger to you, you know, because we don't know each other, but we know that we are Israelites. Or if you don't know you're Israelite, you might need to know who you are according to the Bible, you know. But I'm mainly talking to the 12 tribes of Israel. But it says that's what we're talking about. But you're strangers and we don't know each other. To the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. Who's it talking to? Elect. That's key. Elect, because everybody not elect. Elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father, who's the power of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Who was who? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. But it says the elect. So we got to look who the elect is. These are the strangers that he's talking to that are the elect, right? Who the elect? Let's find out. Isaiah the 45th chapter and the 4th verse. Elect. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, that's the Israelites, mine elect. You see? And that's how you get understanding to the precepts, because the Bible gonna answer itself. It'll define these words. It'll tell you, you know, primarily in the Old Testament, what you see in the New Testament, you go to the Old Testament to get the answer of what you need as far as what they're saying, because by the time you get to the New Testament, they, I tell them, you're mainly talking to people that know something. We don't know. We had to start from scratch. Leviticus 25:55 also defines the elect in the law. Leviticus 25:55. It said elect, right? That's who he's talking to. The strangers that are in those lands, but they call the elect. Leviticus 25:55. For unto me, the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Most High, your power. You see? So we the servants, and we know we are the elect. Okay. Going back to First Peter's. Now that we know that we are the servants and we are the elect. When you see servants, you know that it's talking about the Israelites. You see elect, you know it's talking about who? The Israelites. And now you can go to any of the books of the first parts of the New Testament, you'll see that's talking to us. It'll say to the saints. Just look up who the saints are. Psalm 148:14. You know, there it is. So First Peter's 2:1. Now that we know that First Peter's talking to the Israelites that are scattered, that are strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. That are strangers, meaning they are strangers to Peter. Let's read First Peter's 2:1. But they're Israelites. Wherefore, laying aside all malice. You know, malice is being angry without a cause. You don't really have a reason to be angry, but you are angry because you got demons, you got spirits in you. That's malice. Laying aside all malice and all guile, which is lies, and hypocrisies, and envies, and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby, man. That's why some of you are like newborn babes, you know, you got the milk, you gotta feed them milk. You know, a lot of times, you know, I'll be like going into advanced things. Sometimes I have to really come back to the basics, you know what I mean? But I'll just be moving, you know, because some people need, you know, as newborn babes and desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby, you know. You don't need this strong meat as of yet, but everybody want to come up with these high powered topics that don't really haven't been taught, sat down and be taught the basics. It's very important, you know, because you look at people that's actually learning, and they learn in this word, and they might go through all kind of hype topics, and you don't even know the basics to be able to even understand, like even understanding to explain who the Bible talking to. At any time you go to any chapter, you should be able to know it's talking to whoever it's talking to or about who. It's very important. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, we look at that liars, deceitful people. 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, 2nd verse. But I renounce the hidden things of dishonesty. So you got to denounce the hidden things of dishonesty. And a lot of things are hidden from us, whereas the Most High will open your eyes to see things that are, very important and are change that we have to make to be closer to Him. If not, then we'll remain the same, and you're no different than it was in 1990, 2000, 2010, 2020 to now. What's the difference? If you still got the same mindset, we ain't made no moves to make the Most High love us more than He loved us way back then. You heard what He said. You go back, you don't know, go back to the beginning of this lesson and see what the Most High said to us as the Israelites. Understand this. He said, but I renounce the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness like the devil, craftiness trying to be slick, trying to be sneaky, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, handling the word of the Most High deceitfully. You know it's not right. You hear, especially when you hear something that you cannot back up. You're doing something, you're saying something that you cannot back up, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, like we do a whole lesson for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of the same subject matter. Come on. Something got to be wrong with that question. You got to look at that. Because all the answers in the Bible. I haven't seen, like, first thing I looked at, traditions of men. We're taught that the angels created everything. Just give you an example. I've never seen a breakdown to show angels creating everything in this world. I'll give you a breakdown where the Most High say He created everything. I'll show you where it says in Ephesians 3:9, where the Most High created all things by a Mashiach Yahushua. Now, if you ain't spiritual, you might understand that, because you can't see Him in the bottom of the book. You ain't gonna understand that. Tristan of Men said the angels did. When I looked for it, I couldn't find it. Find it for me. Help me, because that's what it said. I ain't seen no breakdown. Angels created the sun. Angels created this. Angels created the moon, the sun. I ain't seen that. I seen what the Most High said He created. All three were created by Mashiach Yahushua. I see what He prayed for to be with the Most High before the world was, before there was a world. He prayed to be with the Most High before the world was in St. John 17:5. I seen that. I seen in Colossians 1:14-15, He said, hey, all things were made by Him. There wasn't nothing made that wasn't made by Him. Tell you that in John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word was with the Most High, the Word was Mashiach Yahushua. The same was in the beginning with the Most High, the same beginning of Genesis 1:1 with the Most High. And nothing was created but by Him. Where the angels at? You got to have breakdown. I just gave 3 precepts of how the Most High created everything by Mashiach Yahushua. But that's spiritual. And He was a spirit, the top spirit of the Most High, the only begotten Son of the Most High. I tell you that in John 3:16. Y'all, all of y'all know that. But the Most High so loved the world of Israel that He gave His only begotten Son. Mashiach Yahushua, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Right? Y'all think all you got to do is believe in Him, and you're believing in some Caesar Borgia or whatever, the Jehovah's Witness picture of Jesus Christ or whatever, whoever, except for Him, who He really is, from Genesis, the 1st chapter, all the way to everything in between, to Revelation 22 and 21. You see Him all throughout there. You got to see. He say, that's what He's going to say. People come and say, I'm not shocked. We cast out devils in that name. We did many wonders in that name. He said, He probably the workers of iniquity. I never knew you. Are you concerned? Y'all ain't even concerned about the Most High enough to be concerned about Him. Mashiach Yahushua, He in the volume of the book. You better know where He at. I'll show you where it's at in this lesson in the Old Testament. I'll show you where He showed the apostles before He was crucified. He showed them Himself, and the law of Moses, that's the beginning of the book. So I just gave you where it was at in Genesis 1:1, Genesis 1:2. Just now. He showed himself in the law of Moses, he showed himself in the prophets, and he showed himself in the Psalms. Then it said, then open he their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures. I'm telling y'all, that's what worked for me. You know, and the things that I'm bringing forth, that's what worked for me. When I looked at that, I look at for solutions. I say, wow, okay, let me look for them. Because he says, what, Hebrews 10:7, he come in the volume of the book. It's written of him, due to righteousness of the Most High. Come on, y'all better understand, man. He said, Salaki, I digress. He said, 2 Corinthians 4:2, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, which we know, class, is what? Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Right? Commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. Right? He said, hey, but if our gospel be law, be hid, which you can't find it, you don't see it. You don't see me, people. It is hid to them that are lost. You see? If this gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. They can't see this. And it could be the reason why you can't see it because the Most High has not opened your eyes to see it, because you've been, it's almost like the most important thing to learning the truth is that you're an Israelite. And we could say keep the laws, but then when it comes to the order of things, that's kind of not there. The Most High, Hamashiach Yahushai, man and woman. Or else you'll be talking about the fear of the Most High. I can talk about that all day. It's right here. You'll be talking about the Most High and him only. Like we did at the beginning of this lesson. He was talking, man. He was telling about himself, man. I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that and I did. His name was jealous. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody dying unless the Most High said he died. Ain't nobody coming on this earth unless the Most High bring them. He said we read in Psalm 17 and 14 in this lesson, he said he fill a man's stomach with what? Children. He the one bring the children into this world. He the one that brings forth disasters. You're going to be visited of the Most High, just him. But if our gospel be hid, is hid to them that are lost, in whom the power, the Most High power of the power of this world, Salakia Most High, the power of this world, who rules this world? Who got your mind twisted? Have blinded the minds of them which believe not. You see? That's why I call it Christian insanity. Because there's somebody that started all these religions. Everything that you believe in, there's somebody that started it. This was started right here. Let me show you. Want to see where this was started, what I'm believing? Let's go back to Genesis 1 and 1. In the beginning. You hear that? This is what it was started. In the beginning. That's what I believe it started. It started in the beginning. Before there was even the earth, a world at all. You see? That's what I believe in the beginning. And you read from Genesis to Deuteronomy, he gave us the laws, the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws, the sacrificial laws, all these different laws, man, and civil laws. I mean, he gave us all these sets of laws, 5 sets of laws that we got to go by from the beginning, in the beginning. Why do you think, you ever thought about why Abel was sacrificing the fat thereof? And Cain brought fruit? And the Most High didn't accept his offering. Why are they offering something to the Most High if they ain't had the laws? Abel knew his sacrifice was righteous. Think about it. I mean, I'm just here to make you think, man. Y'all gotta think more than what you normally do, because this is very important. He said, but if our gospel be hid, 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the power of this world, have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Hear that? They got you so you don't believe. That's why we went to Revelation 18 and 23. Say whatever. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. But we 12 nations that make up one nation. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, from Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. We're 12 nations that make up one nation, the 12 tribes of Israel. Point blank. That's why it's saying. 2 Corinthians 4 and 4. In whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. That's why I call y'all Christian insanity. And it goes straight across the board. Anyone that don't want to accept the truth. Lest the light of the glorious gospel of a Mashiach Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. And how you going to find him if you don't know him in the volume of the book? He said, come in the volume of the book that's written to him. How you know him? Just by your thought of reading about him in the New Testament? No, man. See, he come in the volume of the book. 1 Thessalonians 2. 1 Thessalonians 2. Let's read verse 2. 1 Thessalonians 2 and 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as for us, as that the day of a Mashiach Yahushua is at hand. So it said, don't be shaken in mind or troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as for us, as that day of a Mashiach Yahushua is at hand. It said, let no man deceive you. Don't let nobody lie to you. Don't be letting anyone lie to you by any means. Hear that? Say, let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the so-called white man, the Edomite man. That man be revealed, the son of perdition, who exalted, let me show you who it is. He say, prove me wrong. He said, who exalted and who opposes, I'm getting ahead of myself, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, all that is called power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. That's one of the biggest lies ever told. Now you can't deny this. Here it is. This the Holy Bible. I open up the Bible. What do I see? First page is a picture of the so-called white man. This is just facts, y'all. Up in the sky with a towel around his genital. What did it say? In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Come on now. He's sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Now, y'all know that. Y'all know, here he is, representing who? Sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Now, you mean to tell me I can't turn on TBN right now, Trinity Broadcasting Network, and see a picture of a so-called white man in the back, and everybody up there preaching and so forth, and saying that, hey, this is who you represent? You can't deny it. I mean, come on. This is what it says, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Now let's see. Who the temple of the Most High? Let's find out. 1 Corinthians 3:16. LIARS, man. I mean, bing, bing, people leaving. Boom, boom, boom. They can't handle this. For some reason, I don't know, our people are, man, y'all is twisted. Even the Edomites themselves admitting this is true, man. And y'all sitting around here getting an attitude and getting, who the temple of the Most High? Look, 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye, which is you, are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. So who that anybody read it? You think it's talking about them? Now let me show you who it's talking to. 1 Corinthians 1:1. You can do this in any of the chapters of the New Testament, pretty much, that Paul wrote. It says, Paul, called to be an apostle of a Mashiach Yahushua through the will of the Most High, and the thing is our brother. It says, unto the church of the Most High, which is at Corinth. Right? So who the church? He told you, Acts 7:38. This is how you prove who it's talking to. This is he. Let's read verse 37, Salakia. This is that Moses, going all the way back to the first 5 books of the Bible, was sent unto the children of Israel. Who? The children of Israel, not anyone else. If you're not of the 12 tribes of Israel, not talking to you. A prophet shall the Most High thy your power raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. Right? This is he that was in the church in the wilderness. Who was in the wilderness? The 12 tribes of Israel. Which with the angel, right? That's who talked to Moses. That's who talked to all of us. Angels, y'all call them Holy Spirit, holy angel, right? Holy Spirit, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us, right? The law, statutes, commandments. But we're looking at, and this is he that was in the church in the wilderness. So the church are the 12 tribes of Israel. So that's why it's saying here in 1 Corinthians 1:2, unto the church of the Most High, which is at Corinth. The children of Israel that are living in the land of Corinth, calling themselves Corinthians, like our people today call themselves Americans, if they live in America. To them that are sanctified in the Mashiach Yahushua, or Bashama Mashiach Yahushua, called to be saints. So who the saints? I called out the scripture earlier. Y'all should know this. Psalms 148:14 proves who the saints are, called to be saints. That's who he's talking to. Those that are called to be saints. Who are the saints? Psalms 148:14. He also exalted the horns, the power of his people, the praise of all his saints. Who the saints? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? A people near to the Most High, Yahweh. What do he say? Praise ye the Most High. You see? So we're going to praise the Most High instead of saying all praises. You see what that said? Praise ye the Most High. Yeah, for his understanding. So we're going back to 1 Corinthians 3:16. Now you see who the book of Corinthians is talking to. Now when you see, that's like I'm talking to you. I don't see any names, so I don't know. I can't call out any particular name as far as that's on the listening panel that's listening to me. But if I see your name, I can say I'm talking to you. Am I talking to anyone else? If your name is Jeffrey, am I talking to Sammy? I'm talking to Jeffrey, period. So when he says in 1 Corinthians 3:16, know ye not that ye are the temple, ye as you are the temple of the Most High. Who is he talking about? The saints, the 12 tribes of Israel, who is talking to. And that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. The Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in the children of Israel, no one else, because he only know us. Point blank. So that's why we're looking at this. 1 Thessalonians 2:4. He said, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High. Come on. Who paint their pictures in the Bible? Who paint their pictures as being the Most High? I just showed you a picture in the Bible. I showed you a picture that they painted. I can show you him paint this picture in the Bible. And I just showed you a clip where the lady is saying that she was born in the Illuminati. She said, They pretend to be Jews in the daytime. When they come home, they worship Baal, and that means Lord. And they put it in the Bible, so you call on their God Baal, but you don't know it because it's like you're programmed. You follow traditions of men. You got to come out of that. You don't have to say that. They put it in the Bible, and they got you calling on their idol, straight up. He told you that. In many other places, it's written. It's in the Compact Bible Dictionary. Come on. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. All these dictionaries. Let's see if I got another dictionary I can grab. Come on, man. I got all these books around there telling you the same old thing, man. What part y'all don't get? It's just you want to keep something from us, you put in the book, and you see it written in the book. Oh, no, I ain't going to listen to that. Huh. See? First thing it says, I don't even know the name of this Bible dictionary, but it's a Bible dictionary so old that, it's ancient. It's about 40-something years old, so bear with it. But you see right there, you see Baal, that's the first word in mostly all Bible dictionaries, or any dictionary for that matter. Ain't no letter after B before A. You see that? You see what it said? Baal, Lord. First thing it says, right? And it's so old, it's falling apart, but it still works, still works for me. Look here. Here go another one. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, Compact Bible Dictionary, right? Let's look at it here. Because she told you that. Y'all can be a denial if you want to. Baal, what did it say? Lord. Trying to get y'all to see this. They the ones publish the Bibles. They the ones put it up there for you to see and have you destroyed and doing whatever. Let me see if I got another. I think I got another one. I know I got. Yeah. The New Unger's Bible Dictionary. Let's see what it says. I ain't looked at it in here, but I'm just seeing if it's here. There ain't nothing before B-A. Come on. Oh, there it is. Here it is here. Bam. See? You see it? Can y'all see that? That's 3 places I done showed you where it showed. First thing it tell you it means Lord. Come on. You gonna keep on saying it? They got you twisted, man. See? It says, they have you following their power. You don't have to accept it. Romans, the 1st chapter. Let's look at verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie? Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie? And worship and serve the creature more than the creator who is blessed forever. And then they put that in there. Amen. I'm looking for nobody really talking to me. I mean, I'm asking questions, but nobody really, giving me no response when I'm asking questions like Revelation 3:14. Look what it says. Is this a Mashiach Yahushai? When y'all pray, at the end of your prayer, you give all homage to a Mashiach Yahushai. And he told you to do that. You praying to the Most High for whatever you want. And you saying that this is him. Revelation 3:14. We dealing with lies. You're going to understand. You're either going to make what it is I'm saying a lie, these scriptures be a lie, or you're going to change, man. Simple as that. Revelation 3:14, and unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans, right? These things said the Amen. Now look, this is the red edition Bible, so it is, him speaking. That's his name. You got us. I asked the brother, he's supposed to be the elder. Is that his name? He said, I guess that must be his name. I'm like, man. If you teaching people that, when it comes to that, and you just overlook that, I've seen brothers read the scripture and overlook the fact that and they said, thus say the Amen. The faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of the Most High. Now, how can you be the beginning of the creation of the Most High when it tell you in Colossians 1? Go to Colossians, the first chapter. The Bible don't contradict itself, but we have those that have put things in the Bible, inserted things in the Bible, and took things out of the Bible. If they take things out of the Bible, you say they won't put something in the Bible? Think about it. You think they took things out of the Bible? They won't put things in the Bible? Yes, they did. So let's see. If the Amen is the first creation of the Most High, because Colossians 1:15 says, well, we can read verse 14 because you know it's talking about the Mashiach Shai, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even to forgive us of sins. You read Acts 5:30, him after the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior for to give repentance to Israel. Acts 5:31. So the forgiveness of sins, straight up to the Israelites. So it says, verse 15, talking about Mashiach Yahushua, who is the image of the invisible power. This is what it says, the firstborn of every creature. That's the beginning of every creation, the firstborn of every creature. That's what Mashiach Yahushua, right there. For by him, Mashiach Yahushua, were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. So understand this, he made things that's invisible too, that you can't see, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. So is that who you praying to? Is that who you giving homage to at the end of your prayer? Amen. You saying that's a Mashiach Yahushua name? Because that's what it says. Revelation 3:14. And unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans write, these things said the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of the Most High. And I asked brothers, what does that mean? He said, so be it. What I mean, what does Amen mean? So be it. I mean, it was real prideful the way it was said. Now, you're going to tell the Most High when you pray, you need everything from him. And you telling him, so be it. In other words, you heard what I said. Come on. See, certain things come out, I see people leave. They're going to be held accountable for that. You know, it's real. They don't want to hear it. They do not want to change because they're rebellious. Straight up. Now I want you to look up Zeus, the Greek god Zeus last name, because he got a last name. Look that up and dispute that. Because Alexander the Greek set him up before he even got up out of here at 32 years old. Zeus, Amen. They got you calling on their power any way you look at it. Baal, y'all saying Lord. They got you calling on, you send your prayers up. Then at the end of your prayer, you're going to say amen. Or you're going to say, oh, I'm saying it in Hebrew. You still saying the Greek God, Zeus, giving him homage over the Most High. See, when you understand what the Most High has hidden within these scriptures, coded the secrets that's been hidden in the Most High that you hearing, and why does it take other people of other races to tell you something that you done heard over and over and over again? Something wrong with that picture. But you can think it's all right if you want to. That's why I asked the question. As for me, I'm gonna try my best not to offend the Most High. And the Mashiach Yahushua is coming to judge and make war. Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie? And worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. And they put that in there. And y'all still gonna be saying it, bet you. Some of you are still gonna be saying it at the end of your prayers, giving all homage to the so-called white man's number one deity, Zeus. They already got you calling on Baal when you're saying Lord. And the reason why I'm not saying it, because the Spirit showed me Exodus in the law when I was going over the laws, Exodus 23 and 13. I asked for direction, guidance, and correction, and to show me the right way, because I know I got to be on this line teaching. I got to be in front of people teaching. I got to counsel. I got to do all these things that I've been doing for years, and I got to be on point. Exodus 23:13 say, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. You have to be cautious and make no mention of the name of other gods or idols. Neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. So people will play that down too. Oh, that don't mean that. I can say what I want to say. Okay. That's why he called you rebellious. And he got them angels right here on the earth, y'all. Don't play around with them for vengeance. That's why I said, why you see it, we at Shield of Wisdom, we just be spelling it out. We ain't pronouncing these words to the best of our ability. And so I ask the Most High, to forgive me. Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie and worship and serve a creature like Zeus? And it goes all the way back to Amenra, the Egyptian god. They had no creativity. So what they do, they take whatever we have, and they use it for themselves. That's what they do. They've been doing this. Ain't nothing new. They've been doing this. They take what we create or whatever somebody else have. They look at, man, Egypt. Look how powerful Egypt. Look at the back of a dollar bill. You'll see. Got the pyramid with the all-seeing eye on there. How much ever size that cornerstone? Not no dang on Edomites, man. Idumeans, they ain't no all-seeing eye, but they have it like they are because they ruling. They in order. Doing what they do. That would say, who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever? Yank, forget that. For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. You hear that? Vile affections. You want to believe a lie? Most High gave you up to a vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. So when you see people go against the truth, they got foul affections, man. We'll tell you that's lesbianism. We'll tell you a woman going with another woman change the natural use of being with a man into that which is against nature. That's going with women with women. Like I say, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, a man being with a woman, burning their lust one toward another, men with men. Come on, man, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was right, which means right. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, like y'all don't want to deal with the Most High in your knowledge, you're going to say all praises. You're going to take him away from people. You can't take the Most High away from people. You got to give him to the people. His name is jealous. Do y'all realize that? His name is jealous. They ain't want to, what it say? And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. Hear that? Good for nothing mind to do those things which are not convenient. But I hear what it's saying. Do you want to retain the knowledge of the Most High? Man, y'all know my favorite scripture. One of my favorite scriptures I bring all the time. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, the Most High, man. You gotta understand, overstand, man. It's serious. Man. I don't know what y'all thinking about. I don't. Y'all better look at some tornadoes, some hurricanes, some war, and the bodies blown apart and all of that, man, and eat and still deal with what you got to deal with. Look, Exodus 34:14. You say, but thou shalt worship no other power. Like y'all calling on AMEN at the end of y'all prayer, y'all calling on LORD, which is BAAL. For thou shalt worship no other power, for the Most High, whose name is jealous. You hear that? Whose name is jealous. It's a jealous power, man. You better understand, man. Nahum 1 and 2. Man, I don't think people really look at what it is that we dealing with here. In the spirit of who we talking about. And his name is jealous. What you gonna wait till he visit you? 2 say, I fear him now. Yeah, it's too late then. He said, he gonna mock and laugh at you. Nahum 1 and 2. Nahum 1 and 2, it say the Most High is jealous. He said his name is jealous, right? And the Most High revenges. The Most High revenges and is furious. The Most High will take vengeance on his adversaries. And he reserveth wrath for his enemies. Come on. The Most High is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Think you're gonna get away with something? Say he ain't gonna acquit the wicked at all. The Most High have his way in the whirlwind. That's the tornado, hurricanes, tidal waves, whatever, and in the storm. And the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry. Dry up all the rivers, the sound languages, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languages. The mountains quake at him. They got all these eruptions going to happen in these mountains soon. That's happening right now in front of our face. And the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Just at his presence. That's him showing up. Yeah. The world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation? Come on, talk to me. Who can stand before the Most High's indignation? And who can abide in his fierceness of his anger? Who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, because he fired from his waist up, fire from his waist down. He said the heavens can't contain him. And the rocks are thrown down by him. But hear what he's saying. The Most High is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. And he knoweth them that trust in him. He know them that trust in him. He know them that's going to exalt him. They're going to talk about him. He know them that don't care about him, to get rid of him. We ain't going to talk about him. He know you too. Y'all better repent, man. You can't exalt the Most High enough, man. I'm just here to warn you. I just hope you hear. I love my people, man. I might sound like I sound, but I truly care about all my people, man. Most High say he loved Jacob. I did a lesson on that. So I might sound how I sound, but I love my people, man. I love you. And it's a warning. It's real. Israel is real. We're supposed to be real. Let's be real. I pray like King David prayed in Psalm 119, verse 34. He says, let's look at 33. He says, teach me, O Most High, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yeah, I shall observe it with my whole heart, with my whole mind. Make me to go in the path of thy commandments, but therein do I delight. Incline my heart, that's my mind where I think unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness, desiring things that other people have. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. How many people devoted to the fear of the Most High? They even believe in the fear of the Most High. They don't believe in being afraid, being scared of the Most High. They ain't being taught. It's very important, y'all. Very, very important. Verse 18. Psalms 119 and 18. Open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. That's why he said in 1 John 5 and 3 says, but it's the love of the Most High that we keep his commandments. Commandments are not grievous. We're supposed to delight in his law, man. But people think that you take things partial. that is not going to be dealt with the Most High when you talk about him? You understand? I don't think people understand when I say how serious I'm about everybody saying all praises and not to the Most High, not to Yahweh, not to the power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. He's been eliminated, period. And it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. Anywhere in the world, I'm not going to exalt him. I'm not going to talk about him. I have a problem with those that don't understand and going to have a problem with me talking about him. It's going in the books. He know your thoughts. He know how you feel. He know what you're thinking. Oh, yeah. What you going to do when he come for you? He already said he going to mock and laugh at us. Those that, like I said, Hosea 5:15. Say, I'm going to go to my place till we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. So he turned his face away from us. And the heathen know he turned his face away from us. That's therefore, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to show you the right way? And we know how to read? Through all those years of slavery, it was against the law for us to read. Now we know how to read, and we coming back to who we are and coming back to knowing the Most High. What you think? I don't expect to get a lot of views. I don't expect this to go out and hardly anybody to hear it. But the Most High got his hand in it. Who's supposed to hear it? Supposed to hear it. Because he don't need a lot of people. He just need those that his remnant. That's going to be living in our time. You understand? That's living in our time. The time we living in right now. Could be 1/3, could be those that didn't have to come back here. He ain't telling everybody to live here, they had to come back. Daniel had to come back here. Ezra didn't have to come back here. How many other people didn't have to come back to this wicked world? We don't know. Look, those that gonna come with a Mashiach Yahushua. How many is coming with him? Of the 1/3, if thou could say. How many coming with a Mashiach Yahushua of 1/3? Because some of us gonna be alive, but some come back with a Mashiach Yahushua. How many's coming back with him? Of the 1/3? See, you don't know that. So we can't really look at it like that. He don't need us, we need him. And who we need the Most High. That we ain't really trying to get closer to him. I don't know what you in this truth for. Y'all might think it's a gang or something. I don't know what y'all think it is. Community or a group, what they call it, organization. It might be something like that to you. We're a nation. That's why we have no power, because we don't consider ourselves a nation. We're 12 nations that make up one nation. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. 12 nations that make up one nation. That's what we told our forefather Yaakov. He said, hey, 12 nations and a company of nations. He said, a nation and a company of nations going to come for thee. We ain't no community. We ain't no group. We ain't no set. We ain't none of that. Organization. We ain't none of that. We're a nation. The nation of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. That's who I am. Part of. I don't know who y'all are. Y'all gonna be a group of you. Let them call you. They call you black Hebrew Israelites. We ain't no black nothing. We are Israelites. Period. Hebrew just our name. You don't even see. Show me Hebrew Israelite in the Bible. They ain't in the Bible. That was made up. Too. Y'all get some likes up in here. Because you're hearing something you ain't heard nobody else bringing out, hardly. I like to hear it. Especially with BAAL means LORD. And everybody's saying it. Sometimes it take a long time, just like y'all saying Mashiach, the spirit of the Most High brought that in the late 90s. And it took a long time before everybody started saying HaMashiach. Because we said Bashem Yahushai Bragatha. Anybody old know that. It took a long time for, people to catch on to HaMashiach. we got next and take no time for that. We had the we got next movement. We was going around from different states and cities and so forth. Who got next? We got next, and take long for that. What we're gonna do? Take the kingdom? When? Now? How? About some Mashiach Yahushua? So when I made that up, that was in the 90s. The two, the first two, who got next? We got next. What we're gonna do? Take the kingdom. And the other two sayings came and was in we got next in Atlanta, Georgia. So sometimes it take time, for things to catch on. But this is very important. Of all that, nothing more important than the Most High. I tell you that. And they ain't asking was he Yahweh Shai. That's why Hamashiach came out. But they ain't asking about you, Hamashiach. It's very important. Because there's many Yahweh Shais, but for the Most High, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all talking about the title you want to. I'm talking about the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everything I do is Bashama Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father Bashama Mashiach Yahushua. I think he's most important. Anything, anyone, any entity, whatever you want to say, bring something before him. I dare you. But Israelites will. I try to come up with something. That's just our nature. It's wrong though. And they got a real look. Some people gonna look deep to find something, to find fault, to be able to bring us down. Y'all gotta stay strong. That's why I say, ain't no power but the Most High. Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You roll with him, he don't give a spirit of fear. You ain't gotta be concerned. You got his angels right here on the earth that they got to deal with. Think about this. You exalting him and against those that don't want to exalt him. Who you think gonna win? Who you think gonna win that battle? You exalting him against those that don't want to exalt him. I don't care how many it is. Who you think gonna win that battle? Talk to me. Like I say, man, I wouldn't want that battle. I wouldn't take that battle. But if you think you can bring it, because that's like going against the Most High. Psalm 38, I digress though. Psalm 38 and 12. This is what it said. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, traps for me. And they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things. I see this all my life. They that seek my hurt speak mischievous things, man, and imagine deceits all the day long. Imagine lies all the day long. And you hear something, and if you hear something, you can go to the source to find out if it's true or not. You just don't pass rumors around. Unless you lying. You the total lie. Somebody tell you something. I remember I was in Florida, and me and Charlamagne was teaching the light of Zion, and he said, "Watch this." And he said something to the brother that was on the end. He said, "We're gonna pass it around to all the class." By the time it came back between it went to the brother's side, went to the women's side. By the time it came back, it was all twisted. Nothing what he said. That's how this is. Well, you got to really be able to know what you're talking about as a fact. Or if it's about someone, check with the individual. Is this right or wrong? Simple as that. That's easy. It was said, is it right or wrong? Then you know. Instead you lying. And then when the books are open, like you lied. And you lied. And you lied. What did it say? You lied. It said, they also that seek after my life lay snare, lay traps for me. And they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things, man. And imagine deceits. Imagine lies, man. All the day long. And that's how he did on Mashiach Yahushua. Proverbs 12:5. Proverbs 12:5. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. You know that? The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. They lies. And they'll lie. They'll hold on to the lie just to hold their wicked integrity. And ain't no righteous integrity, it's wicked integrity. Their thoughts, their counsels being wicked, they bring about lies. That's what it's saying. That's why you got to know the truth, man. Psalms 10:7. Inquire for the truth. Don't be just repeating what somebody said and you lying. When you can, if it's about me, I'll be on every fourth day, Sabbath day, and I'll be street teaching right now on the Sabbath day. So ain't no way you could say you can't reach me. And my number is on the bottom of the dang marquee right there. So there's no excuse for me. Psalms 10:7. Let's go up to verse 4. So he's talking about the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. That's why I wonder, man. It's like I'll be saying, man, nobody asks about how the Most High feel about this, how the Most High feel about that. When I'm talking about the Most High, the Most High, the Most High, the Most High, the Most High. So you're supposed to know. I say that you have to know, because in inquiring it says the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. So that's what I'm looking at. Is the Most High really in your thoughts? He the one got to deliver us. He the one going to tell him myself side. Rise. Come on, Mashiach. Go and judge and make war and set righteousness on this earth. That's what Mashiach was shot. But the Most High got to stand up. He got to rise. He going to tell him Mashiach to rise and come and judge and make war. But the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, see, that let you know when you wicked, you ain't think about the Most High. You think about yourself. You can't think about him, because thinking about him, that's why a lot of you don't say 1 Corinthians 3:23 that we Mashiach him, because you want people to be your name, Yam, at the end of your name, and not Mashiach him. Or we be Mashiach him. Everybody would know that. You hearing it, or tell your leader, whoever, that's who we are. That's why David said, Mashiach was his power in Psalms 110:1. The Most High said, unto my power, Hamashiach Yahushai, sit thee on my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool. The Most High, is the power. We know that. But all of a sudden, he's forgot about. Just him alone, I'm saying. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. That's why you can't talk about him, because he ain't in your mind. He ain't in your mind. He got to be in your mind of speaking. Not in his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above all his sight. All of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffers at them. See that? He telling you, man. Y'all better hear the word of the Most High. He said, he has said in his heart, what he said in his mind, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Ain't nobody coming against me. I got this truth. His mouth was full of cursing and deceit and fraud, lies and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. And that's how the adversary of the Most High, the number one adversary of the Most High, operates. Because he made him for the day of evil. And he's operating correctly. We shouldn't be the wicked. We should be the righteous. We should be the light shining bright for everybody to see. And the only way we gonna get out of here if we exalt the Most High. You can't cut him out. You can't cut him out unless you want to remain. You might be comfortable in this dang on damnation that we're in. Some of you might be comfortable in this. You might not look at our people that's really suffering, that's really in bad shape, that really need salvation. Don't you? I know I do. What about you? Maybe you don't. That's why it says the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Anywhere in the world, you're going to talk about the Most High, I got anything to say to you about talking about the Most High. You got to be out of your mind. Especially you're an Israelite. Something wrong with that picture. Help me to understand that. Something wrong with that picture. Psalm 36. Psalm 36. Man, we can't praise the Most High enough. I'll tell you that. I want to be blessed. I want to do what he say do. I want you to do what he say do. We can get out of here. Forever and ever and ever. This is the last time we got to cry to the Most High. This is the last captivity. And we going to go backwards? I'm not. Psalms 36:3. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. Hear that? Who is this? The wicked. Verse 1. The transgression of the wicked said in my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. Come on. You better hear what he's saying. Ain't that many people talk about the fear of the Most High? Where? Help me out. Help me out. When people talking about the fear of the Most High, I know we at Share the Wisdom are. We recognize. You better be afraid of him. Don't wait till he visit you and start tearing everything up. That's the Most High. He say he gonna mock and laugh at you when your fear comes, since you don't have no fear before he visits you. And you ain't talking about him. He ain't in your vocabulary. What it say? The wicked. He just told you the wicked. The Most High not in his thoughts. That's why I wanted to say the transgression of the wicked says in my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. Don't stay scared of the Most High until that disaster comes. When you hear people hollering, "Oh my what? God, whoever that is to them." But they be calling out for the Most High, but he ain't hearing them because he's the one that brought the disaster there. Just told you that in Proverbs 124 down. He said, "I'm gonna mock and laugh at you when your fear comes." And then when you seek him, you can't find him. What you gonna do then? He our only hope. He our only hope. The transgression of the wicked said is within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. For he flattered himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. You hear that? Till his wickedness be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. Y'all believe him if y'all want to. He have left off to be wise and to do good. He devises mischief upon his bed. He set of himself in a way that is not good. He abhor not evil. You hear that? He don't hate evil. Therefore, he's rolling in evil. But y'all think it's righteous. They look at a person, and it don't matter, who it is. Don't matter. Point blank. No, precept after precept after precept after precept, line after line after line after line, here a little, there a little, here a little, there a little, whatever. You better know what it is for our salvation and who it is that will give it and going to ordain it. It ain't us. Tell you, Deuteronomy 28:29 say, and no man shall save thee. But y'all looking for a man to save you, man. Y'all better tap into the Most High. He the one got to tell him I shall to rise and go and judge and make war. I can't say it enough. Psalm 11 and 18. Salakia. 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter. 2 Timothy, 3rd chapter. I'm just about finished. I mean, I gotta get out of here. I didn't know it's that late. 2 Timothy's 3rd chapter. Y'all get some lights. 2 Timothy's the 3rd chapter and the 13th verse. Now let's look at verse 12, because a lot of people think that when you go through a lot of changes, pains, or suffering, or whatever, that did something, the Most High did it with you. But you say, who he loved, he chastened. But look at this. This is 2 Timothy's 3 and 12. Yeah. And all that will live righteously by Shama Mashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. You hear that? Shall suffer persecution for living righteously. You remember the devil knew he got a short time, coming out with much wrath in Revelation 12 and 12. Revelation 12 and 17 said he gonna come down upon the Israelites, the remnant of the Israelites, that keep the commandments of the Most High, had a testimony of Mashiach Yahushai. So it say you're gonna suffer persecution. Say, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse. Hear that? Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse in our time, and deceiving, lying, and being deceived. Hear that? People gonna be lied to, and they're gonna be being deceived, man. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation, powers and authority on this earth through faith, which is in Mashiach Yahushai, by Shama Mashiach Yahushai. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High. Even the prophets had the spirit of Mashiach Yahushai, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. We know that righteousness is keeping of the commandments of the Most High, period. Point blank. I'm gonna look at this in 2 Timothy's, the 4th chapter, and read verse 2 down. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine, man. So we got to suffer long. We got to rebuke. We're going to rebuke you. You're going to be reproved. You're going to be exhorted. Say, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Like right now. The time is right now. They're not going to endure sound doctrine. You can tell me that, is wrong when I'm telling you to say all praise to the Most High. That's sound doctrine. Before the Most High, by Shalom Mashiach Yahushai, you can say, I ain't got to say that. I ain't got to say that about the Most High to him. Think about it now. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. Teachers telling you it's all right. You ain't got to call on the Most High. He know my heart. He know how I feel. Come on. And you love it so. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth. You're going to turn away your ears from the truth. I could show you over 100 scriptures of praise the Most High. You going to turn your ears from that truth? No. Y'all going to still want to keep saying it. Keep doing it. But some of you going to hear. Some of you going to realize, man, I don't want the Most High to deal with me. Some of you ain't been through enough pain or suffering, I'm thinking. Like he said, what did he say? Yeah. In verse 12, yeah. And all that will live righteously by Shalom Mashiach Yahushai shall suffer of persecution. You hear that? That's why it says, y'all want these teachers with itching ears, right? He said, 2 Timothy 4:4, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. You hear that? People gonna turn their ears from the truth. I mean, I got so many people to come and go, come and go, come and go. It ain't what they want to hear because it ain't exalting Israel, it ain't exalting them. Just saying, I ain't here to exalt you. I ain't here to win you to be my friend or none of that. I want you to hear the truth from the Most High. Period. That's it. While Mashiach was shot. Period. That's it. That we can get ready to get out of here. Find a way to get out of here. How that sound? How you gonna get out of here when the Most High is the one that got to determine nobody know but him, and here we are to excluding him out of the dang on conversation. Anywhere in the world, I could do that, man. I ain't never did it, ain't gonna do it, and I have a problem with it. But a time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust, so they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth. You gonna tell me I'm not telling the truth? And telling you we gotta stop saying all praises and say all praise to the Most High? All praises and glory to the Most High? Turn your ear away from the truth, man. That's the truth, man. And shall be turned unto fables. But watch thou in all things endure afflictions. Do the work of an evangelist, moving around from place to place. Make full proof of thy ministry. So you be ready, man. And nobody be moving you at all. And what it is that we're dealing with here. Otherwise, when we caught up in the way this world could go down, we right with it with no protection of the Most High. How you gonna protect you? And you cannot have no attitude. I'm telling y'all can't have no attitude when I'm talking about saying praise the Most High. I hope not. I hope you don't have no attitude with me. And I'm representing him wholeheartedly. Before I want to take some time. I have a lot to go over. I want to take some time to give you some deception, some instances of deception or deceit. And it started way back. I only got a few more minutes. I want to start back. I want to deal with it started way back in the garden when the Most High said, all you need is me. And he told Adam and Eve and the Adamites, he said, don't eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And look at this lie. Since we deal with lies not going to the kingdom, look at this lie, this big lie. And there's a reason why we die. Because in the beginning, we was immortal. We live forever. We were made to live forever. We live forever until they did what the Most High told them not to do, and that was sin. We're going to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. And it said, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field of the world, which the Most High, our power, had made. And he said unto the woman, now, first and foremost, there's no way that she should have been around him. But he said unto the woman, yeah, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? So he asked her a question. Eve, how the Most High said, that you should not eat of every tree of the garden? Mind you, he's sitting there. He's telling them, don't eat of the tree of what? The knowledge of good and evil. And don't get it twisted. See, that's why I say you have to know these things to be able to understand saying a tree, but ain't no like y'all talking about an apple and all that stuff, man. That's fantasy, man. That's not real. Look at Psalms, the first chapter. Let me show you something so you understand this. Verse 1, let's start at verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the unrighteous, nor standeth in the way of sinners, those that break the laws of the Most High, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, those that go against this Bible. Listen, but his delight is in the law of the Most High, the law that the Most High wrote with his finger. And in his law does he meditate day and night. To meditate with the law of the laws that the Most High gave us. Listen, what are you going to be like? This particular person. He shall be like a tree, see, planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit and due in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, because he's by this river, constantly being nourished by the law of the Most High, day and night. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. You see? This is what it says about the unrighteous, those that don't keep the laws of the Most High. The unrighteous are not so, but are like the shaft which the wind driveth away. The shaft of the wheat, that you just blow it away. Therefore, the unrighteous shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. That's why you got to get rid of people. You know what he said? The unrighteous shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. These sinners ain't going to be amongst the congregation of the righteous. For the Most High knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the unrighteous shall perish. You don't want to keep his laws here, you're going to perish, point blank. But I'm here to show you that a man that delight in the law of the Most High day and night, meditating on the law of the Most High day and night, he shall be as a tree planted by the rivers, you see? So you see men as trees. So that's like, it's symbolic, but this is what Eve is dealing with, talking to another man. And she just got, both sides just, created her, gave her to Adam. And she is talking to another man. That's why you women are supposed to be doing that. You with a man. You're supposed to be doing that. Genesis 3rd chapter, first verse. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Most High, that power, had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, had the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, which is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, the Most High hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Right? She could say, I ain't supposed to eat of you. Anything that's coming from you, because it's symbolic too. As far as it's like the Most High said, let me show you something. Go to 1 Corinthians 10:20. It's not always, that's why y'all come up with some apple and you ain't never seen that in the Bible ever. Y'all just somebody traditional men just made that up. Y'all just regurgitate what y'all heard. Show me that the Bible can't show nothing. But look, as far as eating, 1 Corinthians 10:20, it says, but I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice or worship, they sacrifice or worship to devils, and not to the Most High. And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. He said we ain't supposed to be having no fellowship with devils. These that worship, devils. It says, listen, you cannot drink the cup of the Most High, and the cup of devils. Listen what it says. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table. What you do at a table? You eat. You have food there, you eat. It's symbolic. It's like hip talk. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table, and the tables of devils. See? So that's like hip talk, eating, that means taking in this doctrine, taking in what it is that he's going to give her. Straight up. That's all it's talking about. It's hip talk. Like most I said, eat this roll. And when you ate the roll, how was it? You know, was it really a roll? Was it really something he had digested inside his body, or was it the word of the Most High? Like, it was the word of the Most High. Like, you're supposed to be eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil because it's gonna be something contrary to what the Most High said, and you're gonna die. Because he said you're gonna die. When you eat it, you're gonna die. Hmm? Is that what he said? So when you eat this, you're gonna die. You're not gonna live a day. And we ain't never lived a day to the Most High is 1,000 years. Never, ever, ever, ever. See, so this is what we're looking at. Go back to Genesis 3rd chapter. So we dealing with liars, right? And lies. Those that ain't real, fake people. Gotta deal with that too. I got a lesson on that. Fake people. Um, Genesis 3. So the devil talking to Eve, another man talking to Eve. Genesis 3 and 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. And don't say no apple, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, which is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, who was the serpent. Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Right? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. The first lie ever told. Ye shall not surely die. That's the first lie ever told in this Bible. For the Most High does know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods. You're going to be as gods, knowing good and evil. See? Say the day you eat of, you're going to know good and evil. They only knew good, which is the laws of the Most High, Romans 7 and 12, right, class? So they only knew good. They didn't know evil. That's why I said it was, uh, living with immortality in the beginning. Nobody disagreed with the Most High. Nobody broke his laws in the beginning. Here we are here though. The devil telling her, the serpent telling her, Satan telling her. But the Most High does know, verse 5, that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So Adam ate of it too. That's the first lie ever told, that you will not die. What did he say? Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, first lie ever told, ye shall not surely die. So once they ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, verse 7, and the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, exposed, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And the Most High found out about it. He know, like he know everything we doing. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and women and the secret parts. So now, here go the judgment. Right quick. Verse 16. And to the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. Women going to be sad and have a hard time in childbirth. And some people, women have a hard time in their cycles. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. You know? I mean, you look at any other mammal, they don't have pain contractions like women do. Only our women. That's why I say, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. See? Because she should have been, you know, her desire should have been toward Adam to not listen to this man that put something in her mind that she brought to Adam. He went for it. That's why Most High said, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over you. You know, that's what women got to understand. That's the first judgment to people, and that's the woman. Then he told Adam what? And unto Adam he said, because thou, who was Adam, hast hearkened, listened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Curses the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Supposed to eat herbs. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it thou wast taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. Man, that's cold, ain't it? But that's real. That's why we die right there. You know, the first lie ever told, verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. And the Most High told her, she knew. She knew. The Most High told Adam not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He told Eve, that's why she knew. She was not supposed to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Straight up. And they did. Most High told them in Genesis 2 and 16, and the Most High commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Right? And the Most High said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for himself, a helpmate for himself, for him, as it is written. So we know, you know, that's where the lie starts. So I'm gonna continue going to, you know, examples of, you know, our people, we, the children of Israel, and the lies that we told and deception in a way, you know, sometime to save our lives, sometime to save somebody else's life, sometime, you know, just lies, just point blank wicked. And with that, I say, y'all give me a like if you can, share and hit the bell. We have classes 5 days a week now, Shield of Wisdom. So I hope that it was edifying. I hope that it moved someone to be able to tell someone or someone else, you know, concerning, you know, what came out tonight. And with that, I say, Krum Abanawa Yahweh, Krum Mashiach Yahweh Shai, and Krum Yashurala. And I'm out the water.